Hey everyone, it's Dave here, and today this evening, I wanted to just maybe try and reflect what a lot of you, I think, are feeling. We're seeing positives and negatives, and our emotions are going like this, and energy cycles are going like this. We're having good days and bad days. So I want to give you one really positive reason for positivity. And also, I just want to talk to you from a personal point of view about what's really making me angry as well. Now, you can probably see behind me is the greenhouse. Got a bit of a jungle going on, taking over the kitchen. Now, that's not what today's video is about, obviously. But if you do want to hear a little bit more about how the gardening project is going, then tune in tomorrow, and I'll do a little video about that. So, okay, so one of the characteristics, I would say, of a lot of our experiences in the last 12, 13, 14 months, God knows how long it is now, is it's very difficult to keep a hold on our emotions. Certainly is for me. I'm getting better at it though. And I think the important thing that I've learned is you're just at a time when we've got so little control over what's going on in our external world. It's so important to be able to control what we can internally, and to just take a step back. And when you take a step back, it doesn't seem as bad as sometimes how we make it out to be. I think a lot of the fear at the moment from those of us who may describe ourselves as awake or aware or onto it, whatever, it's a fear about what's going to happen. And it's not yet happened. And as an antidote to that is there are so many more people now who are on our side that I could see. And I'm not just saying this to make you feel better, because I hope you realise when you watch my videos, I don't just do material and content to make my viewers feel good. I don't do that. I'm just honest about how I feel. And if you don't like it, then, fair enough. But my worst case scenario is utter tyranny, dictatorship, smart cities, hyper-surveillance, micro and macro biosurveillance of the population, a health tyranny, all the rest of it. We know a lot of us have been talking about that for a long time. That's the worst case scenario. But we're not at that point now. And it's very important to be able to observe and to take notice and to acknowledge the positives. I'm going to give you two specific examples as well. So today, just before my job, I went to the petrol station, fill up the car, and there were 8 people in there. Not a single person was wearing a mask. And this is a theme that I have noticed over the last few weeks. I was in the chip shop last night, and 4 out of 12 people weren't wearing a mask. So that was 4 out of 12 last night, and a full 100%, including the fella who was working in the petrol station tonight. And I've just noticed it more and more. There's so much rebellion against rules now, but that's tipping over now into the one rule that really counts. And all these exempt people, because YouTube will know that I'm only saying this because there's more and more people who are realising that they're exempt. So lots more exempt people around, and or people realising that they were exempt. It's a massive reason for positivity. It means that there are more people who are questioning. What's my channel about? Ultimately, it's about questioning, asking questions. So if people are asking questions by not complying with what they're told to do, whether they're exempt or not, then that's a positive thing. What I'm trying to tell you is there is an expanding of consciousness, an expanding of awareness, and a growing ability to be able to display moral fortitude amongst the population. 100%. Now, I live in Liverpool, which is traditionally a very anti-establishment city, or allegedly an anti-establishment city, but I live right on the fringes of Liverpool, right on the northern suburb, on the edge of the country, like literally on the edge of the country. So I get to see like the rural lifestyle, the kind of like rural life and city life, and I'm exposed to the kind of like militant scouts mentality, and I'm also exposed to the very laid back rural kind of like farming life mentality as well. So I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on things. But having said that, whether there is a little bit more pushback in Liverpool, probably there might be compared to, I don't know, maybe some places further down south, I don't know. So that's my reason for optimism. And I am feeling a few more reasons to be optimistic in the last week or so. Hence why I've done a few videos where I've aired my views on why I'm feeling optimistic. But I want to say, I'm a 39-year-old fella. You know, I've seen a bit of life. I've seen a lot of life. I've done loads of stuff. I've been to loads of places. I've pissed a lot of people off. I've done a lot of things I'll regret. I've had addictions. I've lost a lot of money, won it back, lost it again, won it back again. You know, and I've not even told my story to you guys yet, but I feel like I've always been kind of had a bit of an awareness about me. And what I'm seeing now is a real lack of leadership from my age group. The males, the fellas in my age group, so I'm 39. And I think if there is going to be the energy to push back against what a lot of us don't like, what a lot of us are suffering with, and what a lot of us know is wrong, I truly believe that energy should be getting provided, and the drive should be coming from fellas my age who are still young enough but have seen a bit of life. And I don't see it. Now, I do see it in far greater numbers from women the same age though, and interestingly women who are younger. There seems to be maybe from the age group 25 to about my age, late 30s, you know, many in my late 30s. But I think I've done videos before about how I feel how both sexes, or you're supposed to say genders now, I don't know, whatever it is, but men and women are both suffering an identity crisis from a societal perspective. But I think particularly men, and I've switched opinions on that because a couple of years ago I would have said women, but now I think it's men. I really do. And like I said, I'm not hard. I'm not a violent man. I never have been. I'm a lover, not a fighter, and all that, and I am. I'd always choose peace and diplomacy over violence. I would. But I also know, though, that when the situation presents itself, beware the fury of patient men. And it's like there's quite a few of us, fellas, who are having to do the work of all of the rest of our generation, who are doing fuck all. They're doing absolutely nothing. They're not standing for anything. I don't know what their personal values are. They're showing no courage. They seem to have no balls. And I'm finding it very, very, put it this way, my temper, I've got a very, very long fuse, but when it goes, my temper, it massively goes. And I'm not advocating for any action or anything like that. I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm exceptionally pissed off after, is it 13, 14 months now, where people have had the chance to get their head around things now and realise what they have to do. And the thing is that people do realise what they've got to do and they're still not doing it. Ignorance is no longer an excuse. And I know that. I know it from personal experience, from my own circle. I know. Fear of the virus beginning with C doesn't really exist anymore, in my opinion. But fear of something else does. You could call it fear of authority. Or you could say fear of going against authority. Or you could go even deeper and say fear of the unknown. And it is the unknown because the moment you back up your convictions with words and actions is the moment you do step into the unknown. You don't know. You're stepping into the fear. But the sense of liberation that it gives you is outweighs to, to a degree that you can't even comprehend. And I look around and I just wish, like I say, other fellas my age who are so societally conditioned and mind controlled and living their lives according to a template. It's unbelievable. People's lives are at stake here. Yeah, no, still. So that's the positive for today and the negative for today. I want to say to all the ladies who are fighting the cause, I want to congratulate you and say absolutely love you for it. I really do. There's many more of you than fellas, but I know there are some fellas as well who are fighting, and I know there are. And you are the example. And just if you're struggling with anything at the moment, I know a lot of people are, it's worth remembering you'll never be on the wrong side of history for asking for a conversation. You won't. But if you've got an understanding of two things, first of all, the human condition and the fact that evil lies within every human soul, and if you're aware of that, you'll make sure that you never ever engage with it, number one. And number two, an understanding of very, very recent human history, very, very close to these shores, then that's all that's required to ensure you're on the right side of history, no matter how hard it is, no matter how many people you're against, no matter how much ridicule you're getting. But I would like to think you're getting less and less and less ridicule and more questions. And please, I would say we're maybe at the time now where we don't need to give facts, stats, context. We don't need to do that anymore. I think most people are onto it. I do. I think it's more appealing to people's sense of morality. I think that's what it's all about now. So just keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, okay. If you like what I talk about and you want to see more content from The Imperfect Individual, please subscribe. And I'll speak to you soon. Let me know what you think in the comments of what I've just said. Nice one. See you later.